Okay everybody, this is the complete transformation process for Iron Factory's Resolute Defender, which is a Legends scale third-party Brawn figure. Just a reminder, this is only the transformation process. The review is separately uploaded, and also this is going to be a tutorial, so hopefully it's descriptive as possible and you find it useful. Right, let's start off then with taking this back part here, so literally just move that out of the way. Then you're going to take these bits, they're not really tabbed, they're just resting behind his head. They're on ball and socket joints, so you can turn them completely out of the way. See, there it is. Then what you need to do is hold the green part and rotate that up 180 degrees. So you've got the wheel on the outside now. So what we did was we brought this out carefully and then holding onto the joint, because sometimes they're only ball and sockets, that can happen. There we go. If that does happen, pop it straight back in. It's not too detrimental at all. And just turn it around. And that is indeed what we're looking for now. So you can see they're totally out of the way. Then we're going to take the chest, bring this down. This is going to untab off them tabs which are right there. Then what you can do is you can push the head up and then bring the front of the vehicle down. This will then make the head lean forward, which is fine, and then you're just going to cover it up by tabbing these two yellow parts into the front of the vehicle like so. Right, the arms are now going to turn into the roof. So what we need to do is if you line the windows up on the side first and foremost like this, then if you take the waist, spin the waist 180 degrees. These two tabs are going to come in useful in a second. In fact, we're going to be tabbing the forearms into it. So take the forearm, fold this bit all the way out, and there's a tab on the underside right around. In fact, if I do the same on the other, you'll see what I mean. If we bring, there's a tab here and a tab here. So you've got to get the front of the arm in the front of the bonnet and then this at the back. So if we lift this up and over, that will tab in there. And then if I turn to the side now, you'll see what I was on about. See underneath there, I'm just going to tap this right into this gap here. There it is. That went in that hole there. Now this can be fiddly. You can take the fist off if you want, but I'm going to try and keep them in. So I'm folding out that bit on the forearm. I'm straightening it up. I'm going to bring this bar up to get the front tab in over there first. That's gone in. This side's just typically popped out. The good thing is that you can tell when it's in. It does hold quite firmly. And then on the underside, that's what we're looking for there again. Hopefully you saw where that yellow tab went in. So that's pretty much the roof near enough done. Just then take these flaps, fold these over and cover up all the gap. Then we're going to leave these up. What we're going to then do, if you want to now, you can put these guns in here via that tab to store them away. I'm not going to, because it's going to cover up things that you can and can't see. Rotate this over now. There's this tab, and let's just rest that into place as well. Same on this side, and the front's pretty much done in honesty. Some of the gaps are going to be there throughout. I can't really do anything about that. That's just the way they're going to be. So front's done. Turn our attention to the legs. Now you've got a swivel there just below the hip. Rotate that 180 degrees. Same on this side. Rotate that 180 degrees. Now the feet, these act like a bit of a jigsaw to be fair. So what we're looking to do is you've got this shape here. So turn this 180 degrees, fold it over, and that'll tab in there. Then you're going to take this part. This is going to come out. Then you're going to bring it up against the back, rotate it 180 degrees so the triangle's facing the wheel. And then this part you're going to fold up, bring over the side and just sort of line it up like so. So what we did was this, we turned around, we folded it up and it just fit into that piece there. Then we're going to lift this up, rotate this 180 degrees and then bring this up and over onto the top. Now we come to the difficult part. So then what we're looking to do is collapse all this inside and line this up. So what I'm going to do, if I take what's going to be the wheel at the back, first and foremost, fold this out, do it on both sides in case we forget. And I'm going to hopefully show you inside here. So inside there, this is going to fold over on itself like that. But what you need to do is you need to collapse this down and over like so. There we go. So the bend is just underneath that. Then you can fold this silver bit over, and to be fair, you're pretty much done now. You've just got to condense it in like so. Now, unfortunately, that gap is exactly how it's going to be. I can't help that. That's the gap that you end up with. And as I say, you'll hear me mention that quite a bit in the review. So what we're looking at doing is opening this right up. So if we look through the gap here, see this hinge? We're going to bend this hinge right the way down underneath itself. Make sure it stays underneath itself, then fold the silver bit over, and to be honest, that's it. Just collapse this in, as you saw there, forwards. Now, what we can do is we can fold the tyre out, or well, the wheel, shall we say, There's a tab at the back there. You can probably see just through the gap that I'm looking to tab together. I just need to line it up, click that in, and the wheel. Then it's just a case of tidying everything up. These bits at the back will just lie flat there. These we can straighten up and then fold this down, and that will rest into there like so. Let's repeat the same process on this side. Fold this down, line that into there, and push that up. Last part, fold this back, fold that out. That will tab into there, and that will just go back. Now these gaps here, unfortunately, that's the way they are. As I say, that's what I was on about with some of the gaps. Fold it out and just make sure now that it's all together. There we go. Let's take him back to robot mode then. So very carefully separate the back like so. He says this is obviously held in by that huge tab which you'd have just seen. So if I lift them two apart, there we go. That's going to separate there. Then I'm going to fold this up. I'm then going to separate this at the side, bring this around, fold it under itself. Same on this side, bring this open, fold it under itself. That part I've already unhinged, this part I've unhinged. Now what we need to do is very carefully straighten the leg all the way out, hold it at the joint, fold this silver bit over so you can then extend the leg all the way out now. Then you can fold the tyre around. This bit, if you remember, we need to then fold back in, turn it on itself, tuck in, turn the toes to face forward, hold the whole point, bring that forward and turn the foot around. So what we did was, if you hold onto the main body, if you extend the leg right the way out, once it's all the way out, you can fold this silver bit back, then allow the leg to fold into there, which is going to be the knee, fold the tyre back. On this side then, what we're looking at is this part we turned 180 degrees, turn it back 180 degrees, and that'll fit into that cavity there. This is the toe, turn it to the front, separate there and turn to the front. Now before we forget, turn this around 180 degrees just at the thigh like so. That's just unscrewed itself, but pop it back in, no issues whatsoever. Now let's turn our attention to the rest of the front. Separate the two tabs here. Oh, I'm having no luck today. The beauty of this is if they do pop out, they just pop in straight away. Then separate that. These are going to be the arms, so let's fold this part back over, this part right the way back under, like so. So what we did was we fold this bit over, this bit under and out of the way, round to the side, chest piece down, them two tabs onto there, head part over, arms around, correct orientation. Then we can do the full 180 degree waist swivel like so. Now what we need to do is, if you remember, hold on to the yellow bit, fold the green 180 degrees. Once it's in and over, turn it around to fit behind his head like so. I need to bring that further down and slot this just right there behind his head. So what we're looking at doing is rotating this 180 degrees, rotating it there on the spin, then bringing it around, and I just popped it out again, typically underneath there. What I should do is bring that out. There we go. That's what I should have done earlier to bring it all the way over. Then they'll go behind, that'll come over. There's the forearm parts we needed to correct. To be honest, it's done now. It's just a case of straightening and lining everything up. There you go. Hope it helped, and obviously hope it reassured you that they are ball and socket joints and they do go back in very easily.